CNN contributor Dana Loesch has saluted Marines for urinating on Afghan corpses. We talked about the story on last show's bonus show, which you can get at our website. And Dana Loesch followed up and said, I would actually drop trow and do it too. And I'm going to cue this clip up for you here. And if you think that this is just, If you think this is just, oh, it's a CNN contributor, it's really of no importance, well, you're going to be surprised that one of the Republican nominees kind of said the same thing also. Republican candidates for nominee said the same thing as well. Let's take a listen to this clip from Dana Loesch here. See what he had to say.
Can someone explain to me if there's supposed to be a scandal that someone pees on the corpse of a Taliban fighter? Someone who was as part of an organization murdered over 3,000 Americans? I'd drop trow and do it too. That's me, though. I want 1 million cool points for these guys. Is that harsh to say? Come on, people. This is a war. What do you think this is? What do people think this is? I am totally not.
War inherently means corpses of your enemies get peed on. That's war, Lewis. That's war. What are people complaining about?
I agree. That is war.
You agree with that?
Of course.
So you think urinating on these people is fine?
I think it happens a lot more than we're seeing on little cell phone videos.
Okay, I agree with you. But does that mean that it's good? That's just part of war?
I think it's a part of war. I also think it's a really bad idea because when the natives see you doing that, when other Taliban see you doing that, when they see a video of it, it infuriates them, and they can use that as a tool, and they can. It's just harmful.
But morally, you don't have any problem with doing it. You just think it's a bad idea to get caught, and it'll anger your enemies. That's your only problem.
I don't really care that our soldiers were pissing on Taliban corpses. I mean, I'm completely neutral on it.
Hold on a second. Are you neutral on torturing people, our enemies?
I do not like torture.
You don't like torture?
No.
And why not?
I don't think it works.
That's the only reason. You have no moral problem. You don't have any problem saying, well, hold on a second. If we are going to be a country
No. I do agree that we should be taking the moral high ground and not torturing. I also think it doesn't work. I think overall it's pointless.
Okay. If you're taking the moral high ground by not torturing people who are our enemies, then wouldn't you also take the moral high ground for the exact same reason by saying we also shouldn't be urinating on corpses?
Yes. That's exactly what I said. I said I think it's a bad idea and we shouldn't be doing it.
But you think it's a bad idea strategically. You don't seem to actually have a problem with it morally, but you cited the moral high ground for the torture.
Right. These people are dead. Who cares?
Well, that's not the point. You're desecrating a corpse. They are your enemies. Natan,
you're desecrating a corpse. What, are you getting religious now?
No, it's not a religious argument at all. What do you think about this, Natan?
Yeah, I agree with Lewis that it's happening a lot more than is reported,
So
which
do
you
I.
also agree with.
Yeah.
I would say that it isn't a moral higher ground to say that only for strategic reasons we don't want this information to get out because it'll damage the U.S.'s reputation or whatever. I think that I agree with you, Dave, that desecrating corpses need not be a religious thing to be against it.
Yeah, you don't need to be religious to be against peeing on corpses.
I'm saying that the moral high ground is not to do this.
Oh.
But that it's happening, that this happens.
But you don't really care about it either. You're not offended by it. You just think
I'm not offended by it. Right.
Interesting.
I just think it's not a good idea. It's foolish. Why do it?
But I have a question, Lewis. I mean, would you be offended if we found out that they were peeing on U.S. corpses?
It wouldn't surprise me at all. I assume that's happening. I mean...
But would it bother you at all?
No.
Okay,
right, well,
well,
at
hey,
least
he's
you're
consistent. I mean, what can we say? He's consistent with it. Well, listen, it's not just some CNN contributor. Rick Perry has also basically defended the Marines who were accused of urinating on corpses. He's scrambling to keep his presidential bid alive, and he accused the Obama administration of overreacting to a videotape that shows the 4 Marines urinating on dead Taliban fighters in Afghanistan. He said the kids made a mistake. There's no doubt about it. They shouldn't have done it. But to call it a criminal act, I think it's over the top. And Defense Secretary Leon Panetta and Hillary Clinton also and other members of the administration have denounced the actions. Perry's a former Air Force pilot, and he said the 4 Marines should be appropriately punished. But going after them as a criminal act sends a really bad message. Yeah, well, the message would be there are laws that exist, and breaking laws is against the law. To find out if a law is broken, you do an investigation, and if necessary, you do a trial. What's the message? There's just laws, and sometimes laws are broken. When they are, you pursue that. I don't know what message Rick Perry's talking about.
I rarely know what Rick Perry's talking about.
Right. Okay, well, I guess that kind of sums it up. What do we know about that? Newt Gingrich is now hitting Mitt Romney for his French connection.
Rick Perry rarely knows what Rick Perry's talking about.
You're right. You're probably right about that.